Don't know if you can see me yet. It says that I'm getting ready here. Hey there. If you are with me, I just want to welcome you. Just want to welcome you to this just topic that's really on my heart. I know that some of you all who I have interacted with before know a little bit about my story, and I wanted to share something that I hadn't thought about before, but it's kind of been revealed to me and it's kind of changed my thinking. And I'm hoping that in sharing it, it will potentially change the way you see yourself as well. So, first off, my name is Tish Times, and I have a company called Tish Times Networking and Sales Training. And I teach specifically female entrepreneurs and business leaders to have a more authentic approach to sales and to be more confident in the way they approach the sales conversations and the way that they approach asking for the sale and so on and so forth. And so today I am just reminded of a past time in my life. I won't say a past life, but a long time ago. I was in a marriage. I got married right out of high school and found myself in an abusive relationship. And for many years, I left that relationship after 4 years and have been married to an amazing man for 22 years now. But in that relationship, had some really, really terrible things happen. This being Domestic Violence Month, really acknowledging and helping to alleviate domestic violence on the one hand, and then also just kind of thinking about how this term that I'm going to share with you really affects us in the business realm. There is a phrase that I hear often, and I used to refer to myself this way. I used to refer to myself as a survivor of domestic violence. And nothing wrong with that. There's lots of people who see themselves this way. And actually, I want to applaud those who have made it out and have been able to get past those terrible times and those abusive times. What I want to kind of talk about, however, is what that word survive really means and how when we have a survivor's mentality, it can affect how we show up in our business, how we show up, especially in the realm of selling and the way that we present ourselves, whatever we're doing in business and how we operate within our business. So this is really interesting. I created a meme that I'll share with you in the notes or below here, but the meme basically talked about not just being a survivor but being an overcomer. And I said that surviving means that you made it out alive, and again, that's really true. But when I looked that word up, I was surprised at the actual meaning of the word. So let me just read this to you. The word survive means to continue to live or exist, especially in spite of danger or hardship, to remain alive. And again, I applaud anybody who has made it through a horrible circumstance as I have myself. However, when I continued to refer to myself as a survivor, it really impacted my decision making. It impacted my mindset. It impacted the way I saw myself. And therefore, I had this barely getting by, just enough to get by, just enough to make payroll, just enough to pay the bills, just enough to get through another day, week, month, year, whatever. And I was seeing that in my overall bottom line results. And I had to recognize that I was creating an environment that I didn't necessarily want, by my mindset, by the way I was seeing myself and the way that I was talking to myself, the way I was describing myself. And so I just want to really encourage you to examine, what are you saying about yourself? Maybe it's not this particular word. Maybe it's a different word that has a similar connotation, though. Something that you want to get away from, but you yet continue to refer yourself in that manner. I am really deep in some study right now around our mindset, our words, and how it affects our environments. And we don't always realize, we're not always cognizant of how we are creating an atmosphere, creating an environment with our thoughts and our words. And then we're seeing it, and then we're getting frustrated with what we are seeing. So when we have a survivor's mindset, it causes us in some cases to be more apprehensive about how we ask for a sale in business, how we present ourselves. Sometimes it begins to weigh on our confidence. And in many cases, what will happen is we begin to attract what we are, not what we want. So listen to that very carefully and really soak that in for a second. If you are seeing, okay, well, I'm attracting this kind of barely get by, especially in the types of people that you are attracting, I'm finding that you have to have the change yourself in order to begin to see the change in your environment, meaning your mindset has to change first. And then you will begin to see different things attracted into your life. It has everything to do with sales. It has everything to do with business. It has everything to do with relationships in general. So just keep in mind and recognize what might you be creating that you don't want. And then you wonder why you have it and can't figure out how to get rid of it. It might just be that you have some words that you're describing yourself with that are giving out a connotation of lack, of scarcity, of not enough. And again, so on and so forth. Fill in the blank, whatever that might mean for you. But at the very least, as you're hearing this, remember, you are not only a survivor, you are an overcomer, you are a conqueror, you are a victor, and you can do anything that you have in your heart to do if you're willing to put in the work, to put in the faith, and to truly believe. So once again, this is Tish Times. Really look, the way that you are thinking is going to be evident in your in your environment. Look at your bank account, look at your relationships, look at the things that are happening in your life. They're a reflection of what's happening on the inside. You can't get to millions until you change your mindset. This is Tish Times. I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day.